Hi, I'm Harvey Z. Warren, your drop dead coach. This section called Work With Me is about hardship letters. This is really the soul of your debt relief program. When a creditor has to consider canceling part of your debt, but what they really want to know is, why is it that you cannot pay your bill at this time? Well, there are a number of understood and accepted reasons that collectors work with people. The good news is that collectors have for a long time had hardship departments within the bank, and they understand that bad things happen in people's lives, and they want to make sure that they're able to assist their customers with some kind of programming in the event that they can't pay their bill. They're quite aware that bankruptcy is there to discharge your debts, but they have traditionally attempted to help their customer internally rather than having a full discharge in bankruptcy or have you go out to a third-party debt settlement company. As I asked you in the beginning of this programming, if you call your creditor and ask them about debt settlement companies or bankruptcy attorneys or credit counseling for that matter, they are going to tell you that they'd rather work with you themselves. They would like to recover as much of the money as they can, and they would prefer not to have to pay a third party or have someone take a fee on top of their collection. They understand that there's only a limited amount of money that you can give, and they want to make sure that all of that money comes to them. You can't fault them for that. That's just the reality of collection. The good news is that they have a mindset which says, I will help you if you can tell me why you have a problem. And the problems come in several categories. These categories are, interestingly enough, right in the software for the collection agencies. They will look at divorce. They will look at death in the family. They will look at sickness. They will look at underemployment. They will look at underemployment. Furlough. They will look at the fact that somebody has lost their job and there's a whole new economic dynamic in the family. Interestingly enough, they will also look at poor money skills. That's a surprise to most people who get angry with people who can't pay their bills and saying, gee, I paid my bill, you should pay yours. Well, I feel sorry for those people because they have no compassion for people in trouble. But let's just assume that there is no death in your family and there's no divorce or sickness and you really haven't become unemployed. You've just misused your credit because you've overused it. Well, the creditors understand that, and they know that there's a certain percentage of people who are just going to make a mistake with their credit cards. They just don't know how to handle them correctly. That's become somewhat of an epidemic in America. So the challenge is then for you to, in a very compelling way, to spell out for your creditor exactly what has happened in your life. And I want you to be shameless about it. And I don't mean that you have to be crazy with it, but you need to be shameless about it. You are a person who is having financial trouble. That's the long and the short of it. There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to feel bad about. You've just hit a bad time for whatever the reason. And your duty here and your burden here is to make that reason clear to your creditor and to try to show them some kind of reality, some kind of proof that that's what's really going on in your life. I know you may find this hard to believe, but there are people who do try to cheat the credit card companies. Hopefully you're laughing. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there that would try to make up some story and get away with not paying their bills because they know that other people are doing that. They're hoping that they can get away with not paying their bills for no reason. You're not that person. You've taken this program, I have no doubt, because you're in genuine need and you really want to get responsible and take care of your debt. I've laid out some of the general statements that would be in a hardship letter in the document that's attached. More importantly, let me talk to you a little bit about the heart and the soul of a hardship letter. It's a simple statement to your creditor that goes something like this. Dear Citibank, I'm very sorry to inform you that I'm having some financial difficulty because I've lost my job, I got divorced, I've gone through a furlough, I'm underemployed. I just didn't know how to handle my credit cards correctly and I find myself unable to pay my bill. I'm very sorry about this. I don't want to go bankrupt. I'd like to have your help to work out some kind of repayment program. You are one of 5, 3, 7, 10, whatever the number is, creditors that I have a problem with. I'm reaching out to all of you to ask for your assistance. I'm very sorry that this has happened, but it's unavoidable in my life. Please help me. Now, that's the simple reality. And people say, well, is that going to work? Well, of course it's going to work, especially if it's the truth. The creditor has a duty to try and assist you in avoiding bankruptcy, a duty not just to, their moral duty to work with you because you're their good customer, but also a business duty because the fact of the matter is that their business is going to do better if they can keep you out of bankruptcy. You have a shared goal of avoiding bankruptcy. Let's get busy working on your hardship letter. It's not that complicated. It doesn't need to be a book. It needs just to be 100 words or less to show your creditor exactly what's happened in your life and ask for help. I'm Harvey Z. Warren, your drop dead coach.